It's sad, dude. Like, because of what Mike Tyson was,
Mhm.
right? Like,
I know.
It's sad to see him
Yeah.
like that. He should have never agreed to this stupid fight in the first place because it's going to diminish everything he's built from being a fighter.
Jake Paul and Mike Tyson are in big trouble. What started as a hyped fight is now turning into a legal storm with lawsuits flowing in. It started with a $50 million lawsuit on Netflix, and now it seems Jake and Mike will not escape the aftermath. Last Friday, Jake Paul beat Mike Tyson in an 8-round match. The younger fighter, full of energy, took on the 58-year-old legend. Before the fight, everyone was excited, but right after, a script showing the expected Jake Paul win started circulating all over the internet.
Last Friday's big ringside fight could be heading to court. A Florida man has filed a $50 million lawsuit against Netflix claiming breach of contract after subscribers dealt with buffering issues during the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight.
But here's where it all gets messy. After the fight, Jake Paul said some words that he might be regretting right now. When asked whether he gave his all during the fight, he admitted that he wasn't fighting at full force. He even said he held back punches during the fight. Why? According to him, he wanted to give the fans a show and, well, according to him, there was no need to knock out the beloved Tyson. But here's the problem. This was a real fight. And according to Fight Sports, in a real fight, both people are supposed to go all out.
I gotta ask you, how you feel about that Mike Tyson fight last night?
Man, I mean, to me, that was like watching some WWE type of shit. I think the whole thing was scripted. The whole thing was just a money grab.
Holding back is not just unfair, it's against the rules. Paul wasn't the only one raising some concerns. Clips started popping up online showing Mike Tyson also holding back punches. In some moments it looked like Tyson could have gone for a big hit, but he didn't. People started questioning whether the fight was more of a performance than a real competition. And it's not just rumors. Texas regulators and lawyers are now involved. The fight was sanctioned under strict rules, meaning both fighters agreed to take it seriously. Jake Paul's confession and the clips of Tyson might prove they broke those rules. And if they did, both could face serious legal consequences. Sports lawyer Dan Lust explained why this is such a big deal. According to the lawyer, fans expect fighters to try their best. If they don't, it's like breaking a promise to everyone who watched. People who bet on the fight might even demand their money back, saying the match wasn't fair, and this will cause a complicated chain of events affecting everyone involved. It's not just about the fighters, it's about the money, the fans, and the sport's reputation.
At any point did you start to take your foot off the gas just a little bit because you noticed he was tiring out?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a bit. You know, I wanted to give the fans a show, but I didn't want to hurt someone that didn't need to be hurt.
What makes this worse is Paul's reasoning. He said he held back out of respect for Tyson. He even admitted there were moments he could have gone for a knockout but didn't. He saw Tyson getting tired and decided to ease up. And while some might see this as a nice gesture, there are hundreds of thousands that spent money on this fight and are saying this is enough proof that the fight wasn't real.
Or even talking about this Mike Tyson versus fucking, was it Jake Paul fight? And we all know this shit was fucking faked and staged. It was all faked and staged. This motherfucker, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson made a deal with each other. This motherfucker is 58 years old and Jake Paul is 27.
Take the Netflix lawsuit, for example. Netflix only had one job, to make sure everyone would stream the event, but that was not delivered. And just from that, Netflix is now facing a massive $50 million lawsuit after streaming issues left viewers frustrated. The lawsuit, filed by Ronald Blue Denton in Hillsborough County, Florida, accuses the streaming giant of breach of contract for failing to deliver the event smoothly. The fight, which drew millions of viewers, was billed as a monumental clash between Tyson, the legendary former heavyweight champion, and Jake Paul, the brash YouTuber turned boxer. However, for many Netflix customers, the fight night excitement quickly turned into disappointment, not even from the fight itself, but from Netflix services.
And did you see that 58-year-old ass? It was wishful thinking for all those idiots who thought they were gonna get Mike Tyson of the 90s come out and rip somebody's head off.
Denton's lawsuit shows complaints from countless viewers who reported buffering, poor video quality, and even missing entire portions of the fight due to streaming issues. Denton argues that Netflix's failure to properly prepare for such a high-demand event constitutes a breach of contract, as paying customers did not receive the uninterrupted service they were promised. The same kind of legal trouble Jake Paul and Mike Tyson are currently in at the moment. One particularly scathing line in the lawsuit reads, 60 million Americans were hyped to see Iron Mike Tyson, the baddest man on the planet, versus YouTuber turned prize fighter Jake Paul. What they saw was the baddest streaming on planet. The quip reflects the frustration of fans who felt let down after being unable to enjoy the fight in real time. Netflix has responded to the criticism, revealing that more than 65 million viewers tuned in at the peak of the event. While the number highlights the fight's immense popularity, it also shows the platform's struggle to handle such high demand. Netflix has yet to issue a formal statement addressing the lawsuit. Denton and his legal team are seeking over $50 million in damages, claiming Netflix failed to deliver on its promises to customers. Then there's Tyson. At 58, he still showed flashes of his old self, but some moments didn't make sense. Why didn't he throw more punches when he had openings? Was it because of his age, or was he holding back too? The clip suggests the latter. And if both fighters were holding back, what was the point of the match? Jake Paul's confession might be the nail in the coffin. By saying he didn't try his hardest, he's made it clear this wasn't a normal fight. And according to the rules, once you're in the ring, you're supposed to give it your all. Anything less is seen as disrespectful to the fans, the sport, and even the people who place bets on the outcome.
In breaking news, streaming giant Netflix is being issued a class action in relation to the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight. TMZ reports the lawsuit is over streaming issues and a breach of contract. Thousands of viewers claim they had trouble watching the fight. Netflix is yet to comment.
Now, both Paul and Tyson are under investigation. If it's proven that the fight was more of a show than a real contest, the consequences could be severe. More lawsuits could pile up, and both fighters' reputations might take a hit they can't recover from. For Paul, who's trying to build a career in boxing, this could be a major setback. For Tyson, it could tarnish his legacy. But even with that, it seems that Mike Tyson will be the one receiving all kinds of punches from the universe. Apparently, Mike Tyson is under a different investigation. Now, from people criticizing his decision to fight Jake, his behinds being shown to the whole world, and him delivering one of the most boring fights of the decades being followed by lawsuits and investigations, it seems that Mike's getting it harder. The legendary fighter may have proved he could still throw punches at 58, but his health revelations have left a wave of controversy behind. Just days before the fight, Tyson's shocking confession about vomiting blood and battling a bleeding ulcer had everyone talking. Now questions about his health and the decisions leading up to the fight are dominating headlines. During the fight, many noticed moments where he seemed slower and less energetic than usual. Fans on social media quickly pointed out that Tyson appeared winded by the second round, sparking fresh concerns about his physical condition. Some are now questioning if the fight should have been allowed to happen at all, given the alarming details Tyson shared in the Netflix documentary just days earlier. In the documentary released by Netflix, Tyson laid bare the reality of his health struggles. "A week and a half ago, I was training and feeling great," he said. "But then out of nowhere, I felt drained. On a flight from Miami, I threw up blood, and later I was on the bathroom floor, defecating tar." The boxing legend revealed that doctors found a 2.5-inch bleeding ulcer, and he had to undergo multiple blood transfusions. Tyson also admitted he lost over 25 pounds in less than 2 weeks during his recovery. Even after the fight, these revelations haven't been forgotten. The Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation is still under fire for allowing the bout to proceed. Tella Goodwin-Mange, the TDLR communications manager, had confirmed ahead of the fight that Tyson underwent a thorough health assessment. TDLR-appointed physicians conducted comprehensive pre-fight physicals and reviewed Mr. Tyson's medical history, Mange said. Despite these assurances, critics are questioning whether the decision to clear Tyson was the right one.
Former heavyweight boxing champion Mike Tyson had a brief medical scare earlier today during a cross-country flight from Miami to Los Angeles. According to TMZ, paramedics had to be called on board the United Airlines flight. The 57-year-old said he was in pain and felt dizzy and nauseous.
Jake Paul himself weighed in after the fight, expressing mixed feelings. Mike is a legend, no doubt, Paul said during the post-fight press conference. But knowing what he went through, it didn't feel right stepping in there with him. I respect him for showing up, but honestly, I'm just glad we both walked away. Okay. Fans are divided, with some praising Tyson for his resilience and others calling out the risks involved. One fan tweeted, "Mike Tyson is a warrior, but this fight should have never happened. His health comes first." Another commented, "If the TDLR cleared him, then he must have been fine. Tyson's a grown man, and he knows his body better than anyone." Tyson, however, dismissed the concerns in typical fashion. When asked about his health after the fight, he shrugged it off. "I'm fine. People make a big deal out of nothing," he said. "I've been through worse in my life. Boxing is what I do. It's who I am. But the controversy isn't going away anytime soon. Medical experts have weighed in, warning about the dangers Tyson faced by stepping into the ring so soon after dealing with such severe health issues. A bleeding ulcer is no joke, said Dr. Marcus Allen, a sports medicine specialist. The symptoms Tyson described, vomiting blood and defecating tar, indicate serious blood loss. Even with treatment, the recovery process takes time, and intense physical activity like boxing can put someone at risk of complications.
He had a problem, they had to push back the first fight because, he had like a stroke on a plane or something like that. I was just scared. I didn't want to see Mike get hurt. I'm happy he's walking out of that ring and he's healthy tonight. So super happy. Everything went well and, it was a spectacle. All the fans enjoyed the show.
Tyson, however, dismissed the concerns in typical fashion. When asked about his health after the fight, he shrugged it off. "I'm fine. People make a big deal out of nothing," he said. "I've been through worse in my life. Boxing is what I do. It's who I am. But the controversy isn't going away anytime soon. Medical experts have weighed in, warning about the dangers Tyson faced by stepping into the ring so soon after dealing with such severe health issues. A bleeding ulcer is no joke, said Dr. Marcus Allen, a sports medicine specialist. The symptoms Tyson described, vomiting blood and defecating tar, indicate serious blood loss. Even with treatment, the recovery process takes time, and intense physical activity like boxing can put someone at risk of complications.
Thank you so much, Mike. Everyone, show some love to the great Mike Tyson.
For the TDLR, this fight has become a hot topic of debate. Some are calling for stricter guidelines for aging fighters, especially those with known health issues. Others argue that Tyson's transparency about his condition should have been enough to postpone or cancel the fight altogether. This isn't just about Mike Tyson, one boxing commentator said. It's about the safety of fighters and the responsibility of regulators to protect them, even from themselves. Despite all the controversy, Tyson remains unapologetic. His focus now seems to be on what's next, with rumors swirling about future exhibition fights. "I'm not done yet," Tyson said after the fight. "People can talk all they want, but I'm here to stay."
Boo yourselves, New York. Hey, New York, New York, New York, you're just like Mike Tyson. You were good 20 years ago. Fuck you, New York. Fuck you. Dumbass Democratic City.
While Tyson's words may reassure his fans, the larger conversation about his health and the decisions leading up to the fight continues to grow. Was this a triumphant return for the former heavyweight champion, or a dangerous gamble that shouldn't have been taken? Well, whatever it is, we know it did no good to Tyson, except bringing in some good money. Mike Tyson's return to the ring may not have ended in victory, but it's made waves in the boxing world. After going 8 rounds with Jake Paul and losing by unanimous decision, Tyson has earned a new ranking in the heavyweight division. Before the fight, Tyson was ranked 309th on BoxRec's heavyweight list. While that wasn't exactly impressive for the former undisputed champion, it still held some respect given his age and inactivity. However, after his loss to Jake Paul, Tyson has dropped even further, landing in 314th place. This move has sparked heated debates among fans and experts. The fight itself was grueling for Tyson. Though he managed to last all 8 rounds, it was clear that he wasn't in the shape needed to push for a win. Jake Paul controlled the pace for most of the fight, landing cleaner shots and showing better stamina. By the time the final bell rang, the judges didn't hesitate in awarding Paul the victory, with one scoring every round in his favor.
People who are out there saying we think Mike's too old for this fight, tell them what you think about that.
If you think I'm too old for this fight, you need to come tell me in my face.
Whoa.
I love you, Mike.
For Tyson's loyal fans, the new ranking feels like an insult. Many have pointed out that Tyson now sits below boxers who have had just one professional fight or those with losing records. On social media, fans have been quick to defend the former champ. Mike Tyson is still a legend, one fan wrote. Ranking him below guys who have barely stepped in the ring is ridiculous. Others, however, believe the ranking is fair, arguing that boxing is a sport where only recent performances matter. This isn't about what Tyson did in the 80s or 90s, a boxing analyst said. It's about how he's performing now. And right now, he's not at the top level.
But then I looked at the training footage. The way Mike Tyson was training before this fight looked way different than the actual fight. He was sweating.
Tyson himself has remained silent about his new position in the rankings. When asked about his performance after the fight, he brushed off the loss. "I'm just here to fight," Tyson said. "Rankings don't mean much to me." While Tyson's fans continue to debate his new standing, one thing is certain: even at 58, Iron Mike remains a name that gets people talking. Jake Paul and his team were caught off guard when details about Mike Tyson's severe health issues surfaced after their fight. According to Paul's business associate Nakisa Badarian, the team had no idea about the heavyweight legend's alarming health scare leading up to the bout.
And then it became very, very evident that Jake Paul could have closed it out in the 3rd round. Obviously, that was when he hurt him, but he didn't, and he could have. He had a number of opportunities, in my opinion, afforded him. But I guess if I'm speculating, and that's all we can do, is that he respected the man too much, respected his image, respected what he stood for. His
Tyson, who returned to the professional ring at 58, revealed he feared for his life during a terrifying ordeal just months before the match. The showdown between Tyson and Paul took place in Texas, where Jake Paul emerged victorious via unanimous decision. While Paul didn't secure a knockout, his performance was enough to dominate the fight, with CompuBox stats revealing Tyson connected with just 18 punches across 8 rounds. The boxing icon landed only 4 power punches to the body and missed all his jabs, raising questions about his physical condition during the match. However, Paul's team maintained that they were unaware of the extent of Tyson's health struggles. Nakisa Badarian addressed the issue on the Ariel Helwani show, saying, "That sentiment that was shared by Tyson on that post was never shared with us."
What did you think of the fight?
It wasn't a good one.
It wasn't a good one. Yeah. Overall, how'd you just see how Jake fought, how Mike fought?
Well, you can tell something was wrong with the Tyson leg, so he couldn't. His balance was off.
We had the doctor's reports. We had the conversations with the doctors, and that was never something we thought about. Him close to losing his life, or whatever it was he said in the post. Badarian further clarified. Every single report we had from his team, every conversation we had with his doctors, was nothing other than he's 100% going to be able to compete. Starting at the end of August or early September, there were no red flags about his health. We were completely in the dark about what he went through. Tyson's health scare came to light before the fight, but the full details only emerged after the event. Initially scheduled for July, the fight was delayed after Tyson experienced a frightening episode during a flight. He said, "We have options." Options? I couldn't believe it. I had like 8 blood transfusions.
Earlier this week, Mike Tyson has been announced to return to boxing. I know in the past you said you didn't want him to fight again. You tried to talk him out of fighting again. Have you spoken to him about this one?
He gets mad when I do this, but Mike's 60, man. I don't know. What do you guys think about it? Who gives a shit what I think? It's not my fight. I love Mike Tyson, you know, personally as a friend, and he's one of my favorite athletes of all time. I don't know, let's see what he can go in there and...
The story didn't end there. Tyson explained how his health battle impacted his fight preparation. The doctor said I lost half my blood. I almost died. I lost 25 pounds in 11 days. Couldn't eat, only liquids. Every time I went to the bathroom, it smelled like tar. It was disgusting. It threw me off when I continued training. All my coordination, stamina, everything was hectic getting back. I just don't give up. These revelations have sparked debate in the boxing community. Some argue that Tyson's team should have been more transparent about his health, while others blame the regulatory body for clearing him to fight despite his recent medical struggles. Fans have also questioned whether the fight should have happened at all, given Tyson's condition and age.
First and foremost, Mike Tyson, it's such an honor. Let's give it up for Mike, bro. He's a legend. He's the greatest to ever do it. He's the GOAT. I look up to him. I'm inspired by him, and we wouldn't be here today without him. This man is...
Paul, who respects Tyson as a legend of the sport, has yet to publicly comment on these revelations. Still, his camp has emphasized that they were acting in good faith based on the medical reports they received. We would never have gone through with this fight if we thought Mike was putting his life at risk, Badarian reiterated. As the dust settles, this story has left fans and experts divided. Some see Tyson's determination to fight as a testament to his warrior spirit, while others believe he should prioritize his health above all else. For now, the focus remains on the fallout from this controversial bout and the questions it raises about fighter safety and transparency in boxing. What's your take on this, though? Do you think Mike Tyson should have taken this fight in the first place? And do you think it did more bad than good? Share your thoughts below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more updates. See you in the next one.